I'm Shannon Cole. I'm a farrier out of McKinney, Texas. Happy Trails Farrier Service is my company. This is Silver, my carriage horse, and I'm going to show you guys how to properly size and apply a ground control horseshoe onto a hindfoot. Silver has lost the integrity of his hoof wall with all of the tremendous amount of rain we've had this spring, and so we've normally had a size 1 on his back, so we're going to have to go down a size, and I'm going to show you the sizing differences. Now I've taken a Sharpie here to trace the white line of his foot, which for some people this will help them line up the nail channels on the shoe better. This is a size 1, which he traditionally wears, which you can see the nail holes line up, but because he's busted off the hoof wall, there's nothing to nail to, so I'm going to have to go down a size to an 0. And as you can see, the red still lines up perfectly in this nail channel up here for the first 4 holes. It's just a little bit outside in the back, so what I'm going to do is place my nail placement more to the outside of the nail channel, pointing out. Now when I do the shoes, I take off the groove that's on the front rather than bevel the hoof. And that's the wonderful thing about these shoes. You can modify them however you need them. If you have a horse that needs a wedge type shoe, you can actually file this down so that the shoe is more wedged for the horse. If you need more breakover on the toe, you can rasp breakover onto the toe. So I want to make sure my heels are covered. I want to make sure I have just a little bit before the toe. And these currently are my favorite nails. They're copper E-head nails. And I find that the E-head, which is more pyramid shaped, it tends to hold these polyurethanes on better. Now also you'll notice there's a little marker, a little L on the nail head, right? And not on the other side. And that tells you your nail needs to go to the inside of the foot all the way around, because the nail is designed to curve out. And if you have this turned around and you drive it, you can drive it into the foot. So you want to make sure you're driving it outwards. Some people pre-drill or tap holes into these shoes. I don't. I find that I can angle this nail wherever I need it. I also bend over my nails instead of wringing them. See, these are coming out higher than a low nail, which a larger size will cause you to have lower nails.
Let me show what they're coming out there.
See, they're coming out higher over the top of the broke out material. Now I do find that these shoes hold up better if you use 4 nails as to opposed to 2 or 3 like you would in a metal shoe, because these shoes bend and flex with the horse's hoof as they're moving. Periodically, your clinches may come loose because of all of the movement with the hoof. So I suggest to the people that go to these shoes that are my clients to buy a set of clinchers. And it doesn't have to be extremely expensive. I use Lopez, but that way they can have them on hand just to tighten the clinches as needed, because you can tighten them as many times as you need to. The other tool I like for people to own when they have these horseshoes is a crease nail puller. This is essential for pulling out the nails out of the foot, out of the shoe, or if a shoe comes off, to pull those nails up out of the hoof capsule. So I'm going to pull his foot forward here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to nip off all of my nails. Some people use a gouge. I just use my rasp to go underneath the nails, just to make a little seat for them to clinch into. Then I take my rasp just one time over to smooth the smooth edges there. Now you can take your rasp and just shape whatever excess part of the shoe is hanging, and just shape it. Now when you're applying these for the first time, you're going to want about 1/8 of an inch of shoe hanging out, because that foot is going to expand. So you need that room for expansion. On the outside here, I am going to leave a little bit more overhang because this is the part of the foot that is busted off. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bevel it so it's just a little bit more rounded. So that way if another horse steps on him in the trailer or whatever, it's just going to roll off the side. But you still have that support underneath the part of his foot that's broken. And that's the beauty of these shoes. You can bevel so that it's more rounded. So he's got a little bit more breakover. And there's our finished foot. So, as you can see, the nail line is higher than it previously was with the larger size. So if your nails are driving really low, it's because you have too big of a shoe. If your nails are up really, really high and you don't have any overhang, you've got too small of a size. So this is the appropriate size for where his foot is right now.
And I also want to add too, I know when I put mine on, I use the nippers at the back to trim away. Would you
Sure.
leave all that hanging, or sometimes would you use
I do in the backs. I do in the hinds. I like to leave a lot of heel support in the hinds, because if you look, when I pick up the foot, his heel bulbs are covered.
Can you just show, if you were to trim away at the back, how would you go about that?
To trim it off?
Uh-huh.
Sure. What I would do is I would just grab my nipper. Grab my stand. And all you have to do with the excess is just trim it. Once it's nailed on, it'll just come right off.
As long as your nippers are sharp, right?
Right, yeah, you need some sharp nippers for sure. The other thing you can do is rasp this direction as well. But yeah, I just like a lot of heel support in the rear. Not on the front so much, because then they'll almost forge a little bit and step on their shoes, which will make a loud flapping noise.
It's starting to rain. Thank you, Shannon.
You're welcome. Thanks for watching.